and welcome to Play PKN, the weekly video bulletin of the top news stories on PKN Packaging News, Australia's media hub for the packaging industry. I'm PKN's publisher, Lindy Hewson, and this week's episode is coming to you live from Interpack. It is sponsored by pneumatics and automation specialist SMC, who are exhibiting at Hall 12 here at Interpack. Now, in the lead story this week, no surprises. After a full 6 years since the previous event, Interpack, the world's biggest packaging and processing trade show, is opening its doors today at the Düsseldorf Messe Centre, drawing packaging professionals from Australia, New Zealand and of course around the world. You can see the crowds pouring in behind me here. They've come to see some 2,700 exhibitors that are presenting innovation and celebrating the long-awaited reunion of the global packaging industry, with tens of thousands of visitors expected over the 7 days of the expo. This year, exhibitors are showing us how to change the game when it comes to sustainability, circularity, automation, digitization and more, with a view to developing efficient production processes that are less resource intensive. And PKN, of course, will be reporting in video and online from the show floor for the entire event. For visitors from Australia and New Zealand, just a reminder that the Australian Packaging and Processing Machinery Association, that's APMA, and PKN will be hosting a networking drinks event open to both APMA and non-APMA members at the International Lounge at 4 p.m. tomorrow afternoon, so do come along. Also, in associated events running during the show, the World Packaging Organization has confirmed that the 228 winners of the World Star 2023 Awards will be presented during a gala ceremony on Saturday the 6th of May. So that's happening, we'll be there, and there are Australian and New Zealand companies attending. Interpack will also be launching a Women in Packaging event for the first time on the 8th of May, with a session running from 12 to 2 p.m. with local packaging identity Nerida Kelden moderating the panel discussion. Then, in other news, the world's biggest packaging company, Amcor, has downgraded its full-year profit forecast by 5% as consumers rein in their spending around the world due to inflationary pressures. The third quarter results from Amcor saw the 9-month EBIT down by 2.5% to US dollars 1.173 billion on net sales that rose by 4% to $11 billion from $10.65 billion. Amcor's share price took a tumble on its profit downgrade, falling from $16.50 to $14.80 before recovering slightly to $15.10, its lowest point since April last year. The company has now reduced its full-year forecast for earnings per share to between 72 cents and 74 cents a share from the previous forecast of between 77 cents and 81 cents a share. Next up, Visy has acquired Zenexis, a privately owned supplier and distributor of moving and storage boxes, major brand hardware and retail products, and which is one of the largest suppliers to Bunnings. The acquisition, which was for an undisclosed sum, is expected to deliver additional annual revenues of $170 million for Visy. Zenexis owns household names such as Flex Storage, Racket and Wrap and Move, and sells its products exclusively through Bunnings in Australia and New Zealand. Rodney Sutton, who is the managing director of Zenexis, will join Visy Retail Services as GM, while Zenexis' 160 employees will transition into roles within Visy Retail Services. Then over to some news on an IP dispute, where international owner of freeze-dried coffee brand Moccona has launched legal action against the local coffee manufacturer Vittoria, alleging its 400-gram glass jar is deceptively similar to the Moccona brand. International coffee and tea business Koninklijke Douwe Egberts and its Australia subsidiary Jacobs Douwe Egberts allege that by packaging its freeze-dried Vittoria-branded coffee in glass jars, the Australian coffee company Cantarella Brothers is engaging in misleading and deceptive conduct, whereby customers might mistake the Vittoria jar for a Moccona one. KDE has claimed it has advertised and sold coffee in the clear glass jar in Australia since at least 1960. Cantarella Brothers has filed a cross-claim arguing that KDE's trademark for this jar is invalid and should be removed. Vittoria said it was surprised and disappointed by the legal action and would vigorously defend the claims made against it. Well, let's see what happens with that one. Now for some quick updates on a few brief stories making headlines this week. Australian paper cup recycling program Simply Cups has been officially recognised as an alternative destination under the Australasian Recycling label. This gives customers the ability to recycle paper cups at one of the 1,500 cup collection locations around the country. That's really good news for a coffee-drinking nation such as Australia. Australian business Lowe Brothers, the owners of drinks brand Not Soda, said it has removed 34,000 kilograms of plastic from the ocean in Indonesia, equivalent in weight to 1 million plastic bottles and representing the weight of a humpback whale. That's quite impressive. Then DoorDash has partnered with sustainable packaging provider BioPak to launch a new online shopping portal where merchants can purchase sustainable packaging products, including ones with DoorDash certification. And then packaging solutions developer Sealed Air Corporation and press manufacturing giant Koenig & Bauer have signed a non-binding letter of intent to expand their strategic partnership for digital printing. Those are digital printing machines for packaging. And finally, just a reminder that Ball & Doggett is launching Ecoporium, its new sustainable packaging online resource for brands, printers and converters, at a special event in Melbourne on the 1st of June. I'll be there facilitating that event with Zadie Jackson. Seats for the free event are limited to 200 and the launch features 4 keynote speakers who will open the conversation on sustainable packaging along with a celebrated panel of packaging professionals that are lined up for a Q&A session with the audience. The launch event, as I said, will be hosted by Zadie Jackson, National Business Development Manager for Sustainable Packaging at Ball & Doggett. And PKN is the official media partner of Ecoporium. Well, that's a lot, and that's all from me for this week. For more on these and other stories, do head over to our website, packagingnews.com.au, and look out for our ongoing coverage of Interpack. Thanks as always for watching.